Let's look at this with logic alone. To try to cheat the source of righteousness, the core of righteousness, the idea of righteousness, whether it's God or nature or whatever, is the stupidest thing that man has ever done. Period. Truth, true love, and the true moral spirit are all related to righteousness. We live in a planet where betas are in charge of this world, okay, and they keep people down. They don't give a damn about truth. Just look at politics. They don't give a damn about righteousness. Look at politics. Look at psychiatry. Look at the world. Look at how they apply religion and so on and so forth. Okay? They don't give a damn about true love. They're a bunch of eugenicists, erotic, sexual, Western desire, sexualized society, materialistic, consumer ninnies. So when we look at this thing, if one isn't willing to die for the highest principles of morality, by default, they hinder someone else's happiness. By default. They don't have the sense, they don't have the appreciation, which is appreciate is a synonym for sense, to appreciate, to sense. They don't have the sense or the ability to appreciate what is fair, to the point that their stupidity, their non-appreciation, and their lack of sense prevents them from allowing other people to fairly pursue their own happiness. If they don't put righteousness first, if they can be coerced, they will be coerced in a world full of the worst scum that has ever lived. When one considers knowledge, when he who is given much knowledge, much is expected. This is the information age. This is the final betrayal of righteousness by the human race. I'm the last righteous man. No one else puts the highest principles of righteousness first, which is restoring the divine order, the natural place. Let me put this in a way that all you skeptics can finally, once and for all, know that I'm right. Write this down. It is the falcon example. To say that we shouldn't give the alpha male what is rightfully his, what he would naturally have, is like saying it is fair to put a falcon in a cage and say, forget his wings. Forget his wings. Just because God gave him wings doesn't mean he deserves to fly. Period. You should already know that I'm right. This guy naturally would have the ability to lead others. He's the king of kings. In nature, his tribe would be the most martial arts prone tribe. They'd have his DNA. They'd have his brains in more than one way. And they'd face the world and they'd round them all up naturally. And this is how it went naturally. This is how it went in Egypt. It was the falcon tribes that united the land with true martial arts. Look at the Narmer palette. What he would naturally have. Just because you can unnaturally take away something that someone would naturally have doesn't mean that you're right. And for this reason, man can never, after I'm gone, even appreciate the great injustice that their cowardly forefathers who are living right now have done. They have taken away my right to have a seed, to have the admiration of potential wives, to plant my seed and raise them. They're persecuting me, harassing me, shunning me, and sabotaging me instead. I may as well be that falcon in that cage. They've interfered with my ability to lead, my ability to fly, so to speak, my ability to mate, and to raise a child who is supposed to be the leader of all leaders. There's no excuse for that. There's no viable counter-argument. And when you've cut him off, either you realize that life is evil and live is evil backwards in spelling for a reason, and you just die, or you don't because you're related to the traitors who have betrayed me. It's that simple. People who lack the sense to put the divine order first shouldn't have sovereignty over their body, whether they're a man or a woman. No servant can be greater. When they bend over your kids, remember that. Remember that your forefathers didn't have the heart to obey God through me. So they have no viable counter-argument when they're bent over like the bitches they are, and when their kids are bent over like the bitches they are.